Right, we're back on the land. We've had some good news that we've had our offer accepted, which is great. So we thought we'd come back with a better camera this time, and so we can do a better quality video maybe. Our last one was shot on a smartphone and we realised we were poking at the floor most of the time, so this time we thought we'd come back. We're going to have a look at some parts of the land that we haven't even seen, and then we're going to go over some of the details like the wells and look at the building in a bit more detail and stuff like that.
So we found what we think is the border here, haven't we? This wall.
Yeah, we've had a map of the property and it looks like this little sort of broken wall here might be the boundary. So we're going to have a little walk down there and see what we can see. It's very overgrown, so it's not going to be easy for us.
This looks like it's been a road, doesn't it?
Yeah, this has definitely been sort of a road in at some point. So we've parked at the beginning of this. We've actually cut down a little bit of it, so it was easier for us to get through. Yeah, still following this wall here. Yeah, this is like another quite big part of the property that we didn't even know existed really. We haven't explored it at all, this part yet. This is the first time for us. So you can see the wall sort of goes down there through them pines. On the other side of that wall doesn't belong to the property, I believe. So there's just a few eucalyptus on our side, some pines on our side, but most of the trees there you can see are on the other side. Ours just starts from that wall, I think, and comes this way. There are some of the trees around, some of the pines and stuff. And right on the other side of the property is a whole wooded area, which I believe belongs to the property as well. And we're thinking that maybe in the future we could maybe get a yurt or two in there with a view of the mountains. So I'm just going to follow Nicola through and she can lead the way and get us lost. Yeah, let's stick with the wall. So this first part's just going to be like a bit of a trek, like as if you're on a walk with us. Yeah, I wanted to say we were totally surprised by the amount of people that showed interest in the last video, and that's what's made us make this one as well, because that one was shot so badly and it's done so well. People have been really liking it, so we thought, well, it's worth making a better quality one. So that's what this is, an attempt at a better quality version of the last one with some new stuff added. Yeah, there's still some pines here. It's a really hot day today. It's about 32 degrees here now, and it's only going to get hotter. Yeah, there's some amazing views. Can't really see it very well on the camera, but from our point of view, the mountains in the background there are really amazing. I'll show them again from a better point. Yeah, we were really over the moon that our offer got accepted. Because I've got to be honest, it wasn't exactly the type of property I had in mind. It certainly wasn't we weren't expecting to get something so big. So we were a little bit apprehensive, and we thought, you know, if the offer gets accepted, it gives us a bit of breathing room and we can do some stuff, maybe get it cleared professionally. So there's still some sort of path here. It's very overgrown, I'd say. I can't imagine anyone's been on here for at least 20 years. Going off piste a bit now. Got no idea where this is going to lead us to, so it could be like a cliff or anything. We might have to go back. We'll see when we get there. There you go, that's the view there. It's pretty amazing. So imagine we put like maybe a yurt or two around here, maybe a container home, something like that. We haven't decided what we're going to do exactly yet. Imagine somewhere up on the rise, looks like sort of on the top here, a yurt, and they'd have that amazing view of the mountains there. Okay, Nicola's found a clearing, so we're going to go and have a look at that. Can you see the property from here? Can't see the building really. Sort of see the building. It's like there. It's got no roof on it, as we said in the last video. But we'll take a closer look in this video and have a look at some of the stone structure and things. And we're definitely going to have a look at some of the wells. I'm looking forward to that myself. So Nicola's way up in the distance here, and I'll have to try and catch her up. She seems to find the paths better than me. View's just getting better and better as we get nearer. Yeah, all this stuff has to be cleared, yeah, all this like sort of bush stuff you can see. I think it's called rock rose. All of this stuff, there's quite a lot of it around the property. It all has to be cleared, which is going to be some job, so I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. Maybe we'll hire someone, or I'm not sure if we're capable of doing it ourselves. Not something we've ever had to do before. So from here you can see the other pine area, which is up there. So all of these pines, I believe, belong to the property, and it goes like sort of way back beyond them, and it goes down another hill. Like I say, this is 6 hectares, which is 60,000 metres. When we first started looking for land, we were looking at around a hectare, and the more we viewed, we realised that if we did want to put yurts and things, it didn't leave us with a lot of space. We could have put one for ourselves, but I don't think we'd have been able to put any more for other people. Try and catch up with Nicola, because this is where she lost me on the last video. Alright, I lost her. So that's what I was on about. It looks like the stream goes through there definitely in the winter, you can see. That'll be nice. I hope it feels like you're on a walk with us. Right, the stream's running underneath us now, so we're about to walk across it. So the stream's going to come from there and go underneath where I'm standing, and then go that way somewhere. So we're going to have to get stuck into that and cut it all back so we can see a bit more.
Olive trees under here, all the brambles have taken over them.
Yeah, there's a huge olive tree there, but the brambles have really gone wild. Just see the top of the olive tree there sticking right out, so it's a big one. Completely overrun by brambles.
You might be able to tell what it is.
Nicholas spotted a fruit tree. It's a big one as well.
Pear?
Is it a pear tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pear tree. That's good to know.
Tiny pears?
Yeah, I think their pears look like.
It's a big pear tree.
It's huge. Bit of pruning, that'll start growing some more fruit, I think. I can see some more in there.
Another pear tree, got fruit on.
Yeah, so we'd seen the trees, but we weren't really sure what they are, but it looks like they've started growing some fruit.
Yeah, definitely pear tree.
Yeah, so that's nice. We love pears.
This grass has gone really high since the last time.
Oof.
There's the house.
Yeah, so let's go to the building first, and then we'll check the wells out. There is a well on the map, and it's right over in this corner here, but it's completely and utterly overgrown. I don't even think we'll be able to get to that one, so it's one we haven't even seen yet. You'll have to get yourself a pair of boots. Caught you. So let's go and have a look at the ruin. Yeah, so when we had our tick list of stuff, one of them was that there's going to be no neighbours around. We were going to be very secluded. But as you can see, there's a neighbouring property there.
A village.
There's a whole village up on the hill, yeah. But the rule book sort of went out the window when we found this place, because we'd looked at so many. And when we seen this place and all its features, I mean, we had to actually find the features ourselves. Somebody said there was 2 or 3 wells on it, but when we had a look around ourselves, it's like there's so many more features than just that. It made us change our list. I mean, this is obviously, this actually is a ruin. It's completely ruined from this side. When we were in the UK, we'd be looking at properties, and if things had cracks in it, we'd turn it down, getting surveys done, all sorts of that sort of stuff. And when you come here, everything just goes right out the window. So this place is like a proper ruin. See, stonework, it's coming apart, it's leaning a bit. But it's not our intention to get this place fixed up right away and move into it or anything. I mean, at the moment we're living in a van, a medium wheelbase Sprinter van, so we're used to small spaces. You have to forgive me if I'm falling all over the place off the rocks that have fell down. But just to get a better look at the ruin, I'll have to come over and film it. So it looks like a 2-storey ruin, but it's completely and utterly filled with brambles. So we just can't wait to get our hands on a strimmer, really get stuck in and clear that out. Have a look inside. This here, the wall, the boundary between us and the neighbour. I think we'll have to get some sort of quick growing trees or maybe bamboo or something. So put a divider in there and separate us from that. Don't want it too high because it'll block the view out a bit, so I'll have to have a look into that. If anyone's got any good ideas about what sort of plant we can use, like a quick growing bush or something like that, please like put it in the comments. I'll try and get in and have a look at the other side of the ruin a bit. So there's the corner. Some roof tiles left up there. You see there's a doorway. Proper huge granite stone lintel on it and everything. The door itself's just disintegrated. Just completely overrun by brambles. There's a small window or something up there, or look like a little hatch or door.
Opening our front door.
It's just so overgrown. I didn't want to attempt it today, but you can see here, look, the little door. Look how solid the doorway is. Huge granite stones. Look how thick it is. So, something interesting worth looking into in the future. Like I say, we're not like in any hurry to turn this into our home or anything, but definitely consider it for the future. Let's go and have a look, see if we can find anything else. There's the outside wall, there's a gate in between there. Not sure we'll get the van in or not, don't know, we'll have to have a look at that. So all this area is completely overrun by brambles as well. Looks like it must have been maybe a little sort of garden area between the house and the animal pen, which I'll have a look at now. Yeah, some of it's actually got the tiles on the roof. I think I'd say the animal pen's probably in better condition than the ruin. But these are both registered buildings, as far as I know anyway. I mean, we haven't had the details back from the solicitor yet, but you can see these on the map. So, and we've been told they're registered, so I presume they are. So if they're registered, I'm sure that's going to make life a bit easier when it comes to like habitational rights and things like this. And I'm just wondering if they're both registered, whether we can sort of join them up somehow. Maybe make this, instead of two separate buildings, maybe one huge footprint that you could build on in the future. I don't know, but this is the thing that's won us over originally. This is like the reservoir, I think it is. I'm not sure if it's a well or a reservoir. It's built like a well. Oh, lots of frogs in there. It's built out of the schist stone. It goes all the way around. It's absolutely enormous, really, for this type of thing. We haven't seen anything this big on all the properties we've seen. Yeah, so it looks to me like it's about 6 meters wide from there to there. And then, wow, I don't even know, maybe 15 meters long, I don't know. It's so big. I'll try and get round the other side and have a better look at it from round there. So we go this way. This is coming alongside the reservoir, if that's what it is.
There's a road back by there.
Yeah.
There,
so this wall here, on the other side of that, is like a dirt track road, which is another access for the property. This is the end of the animal building, and then along there's the ruin. Some of the walls collapsed at some point and people have built it back up with blocks. So we might make that into another entrance, I think. This is the other end of the reservoir. More frogs.
Lots of frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there's lots of frogs in there, you can see them all. All those trails going along the duckweed, they're all frog trails. Yeah, so as you can see, it's absolutely enormous, this. I mean, it's easily big enough to have it as a swimming pool somehow. If we could clear it up, get a ladder into it maybe. I think they look like vine leaves over there. Not sure what, maybe grapevines or something like that, all the way along that edge. So we'd have to have a look at that before we start ripping everything out. Don't want to be ripping any vines out.
Like vines.
I'll have a look at it from this side so you can see. Not sure if you can see that. This is the other end of the wall. It's sort of bowing a little bit. I imagine it's been like that for 100 years or something. Got no idea how deep it is. You can tell that it's been a lot higher in the winter by the looks of it. And we've got no idea how the water's getting in here. I don't know if it's a spring or what, but obviously it's still there. And we know it's fairly deep because we did throw a big rock in last time. It cleared the duckweed a little bit. And you could tell that the rock was falling for a while because it took a while for bubbles to come up. Nicholas just sat on the hot rock and burnt a butt. So this is the well right next to the reservoir here. There's a well, and it's like a really good quality well. Schist stone again. This iron structure on the top, a bit of a funny story, but that when we were looking at properties online, we kept seeing in the description, it said a daughter-in-law, a well with a daughter-in-law. And we found out after talking to several people and everything, it's like it's a mistake in the translation, and these things are actually called a Nora, and somehow that ends up translated into daughter-in-law when they're doing the description for the properties. So it's got a daughter-in-law, or a Nora, whichever you prefer. It's one of the more intact ones we've seen. It's completely covered over by some, it looks like they're dead grapes. There's very small grapes on there, so this is all grapevines. It actually looks like it's doing pretty well somehow. Again, it's just like so overgrown by brambles. There's another huge olive tree. That's enormous for an olive tree. Completely overgrown by brambles. We'll have to cut all those down and prune it. There's another one that side. Yeah, so that's the well. I'm not sure if you get a good view of it. It's a really good quality well. We really like that, and obviously this is the selling feature for us. This is just amazing, this thing. I just imagine getting the ladder down there, clearing it out, and we can have a good swim in there and the kids can. A nice little feature there. So let's have another explore, see what else we can find. In this area there's another well. We know there's another well up on the top, we've seen that. And we'll film that in a minute. There is another one around here somewhere, I don't think we found it.
A stone structure here, don't know, like terrace.
Yeah, like some sort of terrace or something here, yeah. There's another wall.
And the brambles just overtake it.
Yeah, and another huge olive tree, yeah. Completely overtaken by the brambles again. We've certainly got a job on our hands with all that. So yeah, this must be like, there's the wall, goes along that way, comes along here, and I think that must be like a terrace there. Maybe they were growing stuff. So we've come a long way down, all the way down here, right along there, the ruin. In the middle of those brambles there is the reservoir, and just a bit further along is the well. There's the terrace. So, in future videos you're going to be able to watch the progress of this. You can see how it is now, how overgrown it is. I'll try and do a sort of like for like video, like a before and after, or as we go video sort of thing. As I'm cutting it down, you expose all these features and get to see everything as we do it. So that'll be something interesting in the future.
Flat area here. Vegetable garden.
Yeah, possibly a vegetable garden, or maybe dig an even bigger reservoir. Yep, a huge pond area maybe, because there is another flat area on the other side of these trees. Even bigger than this, it's about 2 or 3 times the size of this, which might be even better for growing. In my mind I picture like a sort of huge pond or a reservoir here maybe.
Or a vegetable pot. Head back up and find that little well.
Yep. So now we're walking into the other huge flat area, which I think is going to be better for a polytunnel. Growing vegetables here.
Maybe a polytunnel going that way.
Possibly. Yeah. These trees and bushes here are the other side of the reservoir and the well. So they're inside there somewhere. Huge olive trees all the way around. There's the ruin. To give you an idea. The edge of the bushes here are is the dirt road, and in there somewhere around here I think is the other well, which I haven't found yet. These bushes along here are the boundary to the property. On the other side of those there's a winter stream, so try and catch up with Nicola again. Yeah, so these are the trees we were looking at before, the 2 pear trees. That's a fair size one, and this one's a huge one. The whole field is completely covered in some sort of mint. So this is where the property bottlenecks. There's the ruin. You come past the pear trees, come past these huge bushes and trees here. We've got the field there. This is the boundary here, and it comes to like a bottleneck where Nicola is, which is the narrowest part, and then from there it opens up wide and is the enormous part up on the hill where we're thinking of putting the yurts and things. It's a corco. We're going to head to the other well. Right, so Nicola's found the other well.
Found it.
Oh yeah,
Store the water and they put it out of the well, so the well must be.
yeah. It's like sectioned off this one as well. So it's got sections built in. They must have done different things maybe. Whew. Yeah, so another lovely well there. I'm so out of breath after that trek up the hill. So this one will be the one that would supply the air. It's on the hill because we're up the hill now, strangely. Here's the well. And this is the top of the hill, which is like a sort of bowl area.
Really strong smell of lavender.
Huge bowl area. And we did find this sort of like rock plateau. So we'll have to go and show you that now. Over here. It's like a huge sort of flat stone area. I think they've laid stone sometime in the past, a very long time ago. They made this really flat area. Looks like it's ideal for putting some sort of temporary home on.
That view.
Yeah, and then there's the view you get from it. So Nicola stands on one side of the stone slab. I'll stand on the other. You get an idea how big it is. Yeah, so I'm on one end, Nicola's on the other. Start here. It's like a huge square area. Let's see if we can see. Can we see the ruin from here? Just about if you look over there, just behind those pine trees. You just see the roof of the ruin, I think. Stone feature in the middle, just a natural stone feature. We noticed that water had been running down and collecting in there. It looks like some stones have fell off this time. Yeah, it's almost completely dried up now. It looks like water's been running down this area. Maybe from the well further up. It's run all the way down and it collects in there. It's just like a nice natural stone feature.